Hello, everyone. Meteorologist Hutch Johnson joining you on this Monday night. We'll have a look at some rainfall reports that you've sent us, and I'll have some details on a winter storm potentially that could impact the northern plains. I'll have the latest on my thoughts on that coming up next on Hutch's Weather. First, I want to let you know about a special from my friends at Robert Gibb and Sons. They want to make sure your furnace is up to the task ahead as we are heading into the winter season. Get that furnace cleaned and checked, and a 25-point inspection at that. Call Robert Gibb and Sons today for their $129 special. Please let them know Hutch sent you. Now let's take a look at your current conditions across the area. Right now we're at 39 degrees, cooling off very quickly. Look at Minot. It's 21 snot freezing degrees there. 28 degrees as we look into that Wells County area for you folks in Harvey. 52 in Minneapolis, 43 on the North Shore up there, and we're seeing some temperatures as cool as 37 right now in Warroad. A little closer. Let's see what Bemidji's at 41. We do have the Fosston area at 39 degrees. Detroit Lakes in the 39-degree range. Fergus Falls, 39. Popular digit at this time. Here's a look at some of your reports from the area. There's new ones to report too, as well, a lot of you have shared measurements with me. Meteorologist Hutch Johnson, 0.5 inches in Crookston, about the same in Carlstead. Thanks, Dennis and Wayne, for your reports. North Fargo, by the way, Sarah reporting 3/4 of an inch there, while Pedro says in South Moorhead, Hutch's Weather at 6/10 of an inch. All right, here's a few more you can quickly look at here as we I'll put them up here. I think I closed that a little bit too quickly. Let me make sure I have the right one here. Okay, there we go. And here's some of the latest ones that you've sent in. Park River, 1.3 inches. Dan, thank you so very much. Dilworth with 1 inch reported by Chris. And Bemidji, 9 miles to the north. Sharon reporting 1/3 of an inch. Not a lot in Waban either, under 1/2 of an inch, but we'll take it. We sure need it. Elizabeth reporting 1.3 inches in Alice, and Cavalier with that same reading in the rural area there reported by Rita. Thanks so very much for all of your reports. Here's a few more from Walhalla, where it was wet and waterlogged in Glencoe. Thanks so much, B.A. and Cindy, for those reports as well. Not far from an inch in places like near Osnabrück, Kensal, as well as New Rockford there in that James River Valley, the Cheyenne River Valley. Doug, Bubba, and Scott, thanks so very much. All right, let's take a look at your forecast. Now, I will let you know that our forecast is going to be fairly quiet. Tomorrow does bring a chance for a couple of showers. Here's the very latest on that with the newest model, and then we'll look ahead towards a chance of what could be a more impactful winter weather system working its way into the region. I'll have the timing and track on that. If you do have a question on any of my platforms, please drop me a note and let me know right here. And I'm going to say hello to all of you watching on YouTube. It's a pleasure to have you all on board, and as always is the case, please drop me a question if you do have one. A lot of weather going on nationally too, so if that is something that you'd like to get to, we'll get to that too. Now, here's a look as we take a look at the forecast as we go through the overnight hours. Two things to keep in mind. I want you to know how quiet it's going to be here as we go through the overnight hours, but that will not stay that way out west. As we head into the overnight hours, we'll stay quiet here, but the snow sets up, and before daybreak, it's going to be snowing in northeast Wyoming and the Black Hills. So a return of wintry weather for parts of western South Dakota. A mix is possible in the early hours of the day as we look off to the west. This is about the mid-morning time frame as we go through. Now, as we go through, that rain and shower activity stays. See how wide this low pressure system is here? It really weakens as it falls apart, but it will cause some snow to wrap around it as we go into your time period here. And this is for Wednesday as we cross into the midnight hour there. The James River Valley could see a few sprinkles, but eastern Montana from places like, well, Crosby and northwest parts of North Dakota and Scobie seeing a chance for some snow, as will be the case in Sidney, Montana, Glendive, Montana, Ekalaka, Montana, picking up. So, and now the latest model update does have some snow potential in the James River Valley. This would be fitting because it'd be in the morning hours here as this low pressure system closes off. So models are changing heading into the night. I'll have an update again for tomorrow, but a chance for some a few flakes in our western counties is all as this weak low pressure system winds its way through. It will not be weak in the mountains of Wyoming and the Black Hills, though. So that's a look at that. We'll keep that out of here, out of the valley, as temperatures will start to try to make a rebound. Now let's take a look at the American model's latest run, shall we? Because if you joined me earlier, there is a chance of some distant snow in the way distant forecast. But Hutch has his eyes on it for you, and here's what I'm watching for. Now, the newest model run is just coming in, so I'll have to back off and go to one that was just done just a little bit ago. But I do want to point out that the mountain snow here is there, and it shows it diving down into parts of Colorado, New Mexico as well as we go through the next 24 hours. Up north in Canada, this is a very flat west to east flow called a zonal flow. That means not a lot of real cold air masses, and some fast moving weather systems will be possible. This system cuts off from the main jet stream flow up north, and by the time we go through Friday and into Saturday, that's going to move into the central plains with unsettled weather before it gets weak as it moves through as well. Now, heading in to, notice the date here, 11th, 12th, very quiet, and then shazam, another low pressure system begins to develop as we head into the 13th of the month in the Central Rockies. We'll have unsettled weather here as we go through that time period, but look at this system making its way in here, and then this model shows right here still, well, it was around the 17th. Now it's saying the 18th. So this is the daytime hours during the 18th and 19th. A winter-making system moving out of the Central Rockies now into the northern plains could bring some of our first significant measurable snow to the region. Do I put a lot of weight in this? Nope, I don't. Just don't do it. You're going to see a lot of folks online saying this is a storm. You got to watch out for it. Drop all your stocks and buy stocks in bread and milk and cookies and things like that. Don't worry about that. I'll keep my eyes on it. This is a long ways out, and this model in particular has a way of changing its mind, even from model run to model run. So I'll keep you up to date with that. But again, just as we cross into the second half of the month of November, Hutch has the Flurry Flake Finder 2000 revving to go. We've got the Briggs & Stratton running, and it's good to go. All right, let's see if I've got any questions here, and thanks for checking in. Very good, very good. Tracy, good to have you on board from Lake Brunson, and always a pleasure to have you on board. Thank you very much. Barbara, good to have you on board as well. And I know there's some football going on, so again, if you have a question, let me know. Let me see. I think that's it. Not a lot of questions here there. Serenity, good to have you on. When will it finally snow, and will it finally snow in Fargo? I think the best chance for anything significant is holding off to the second half of the month. It's going to be a while because I don't see anything in the near-term forecast here that's going to do that. So I hope that answers your question. James Veach, hey, good to have you on board, and thank you so very much for saying hi. If you're watching on my YouTube channel, please consider hitting the subscribe button right there. And also, if you like the videos, it does help Hutch if you hit the like button. Now, let's take a look at your forecast details here as we go through the nighttime hours, and we'll get you off to your evening activities on this Monday night. Morning temperatures will be a chilly one in the 20s. A good hard freeze out there for most of us. Remember those frost scrapers as you're heading out the door in the morning. But down in the south and southeast, there'll be some clouds and shower chances out toward the Twin Cities. That's going to hold temperatures at bay there. And we're talking closer to those, low to mid 30s for most. We are already, we're staying near 40 in those areas now. So in other words, nearly flat line temperatures during the overnight hours for places south of Fergus Falls and east and south of Fergus Falls. Tomorrow's high temperatures, 45 to 50 for almost everybody in our area. Completely uniform temperatures. We'll have those showers making their way into the western part of the state where we really do need them. And that system is going to hold temperatures back into the mid 30s to mid 40s. It's going to be wide ranging. Look at Glendive, Montana, 49 degrees right there. And the same thing for the capital of North Dakota with Pierre in South Dakota, ramping it up into those 50s. But look at the Black Hills as that winter weather system starts winding in by morning. That's going to keep parts of the Black Hills on the chilly side. Now your planning forecast looks like this. Get out and vote and exercise your right and your duties as a citizen here to, exercise that right. 47 degrees in Fargo. No weather woes here to worry about. And I got to tell you, it'll be a great week as temperatures will be ramping their way up to well above average for this time of the year. We'll be 45 to 55 degrees all the way through the forecast period. You see that? Well above average, pretty quiet weather, nothing too spooky, but we have our next snow chance, as we said, possibly significant on the 17th. I can't rule out a flake or two here or there on the 12th, but it doesn't look like a big deal to me at this particular time. So that is a look at your forecast. Now let's take a look at hutchesweather.com. And again, if you do have a comment about hutchesweather.com or something that you'd love to see on there, let me know what you think. Let me know what you got there. Here's hutchesweather.com. Let's take a look at what it says. Now, if I'm going live, it'll tell you at the top. I'd love to have you give me your email address, and that way I can tap you on the shoulder if something serious is going on. I will not waste your time and ask people who have been on there for the past, well, since July when we launched the website. Joe and I said, we're not going to do anything. There's no spam. This is just weather. And I have literally sent, I believe, less than 6 emails completely since July. Just isn't something I overuse. And you know what? Remember my sponsors on here. I'm going to start with Slim's Tree Care here and just let you know that, we're wrapping up this time of the year. If you do have some tree work that needs to be done, Slim is the person to call. And you know what? He is 25 years experienced. He's a certified arborist. He's bonded. He's insured. And look at him go in the tree here. I'm going to back out of the way. He is one of very few people that is specialized in climbing work. So if you need to get a tree taken care of, trimmed or otherwise, and you're worried about where things go, Slim knows what he's doing. Give him a call today. All right. Thanks so very much for your support, Slim, and all my sponsors. Please keep them in mind for your needs as you go through. But again, your photos, hey, they've made the day. And I got to thank each and every one of you for uploading photos like these here, Blue Jays. Look at this pair. A pair to draw too. Thanks, Tiffany. What a extremely colorful shot here as these vibrant Blue Jays were out and about in the Comstock, Minnesota area. And you can see more of Tiffany's photos. She uploaded a number of them right there. And rainfall, you all came through as you saw the reports, but this one was from Bubba and Kenzel, 95 100s reported there. That was a nice drink of water. We certainly needed it as we went through the last couple of days since our Sunday. All right, I'm meteorologist Hutch Johnson. Thank you so very much for watching. Janet, good to have you on board. We just changed the oil in the snowblower. Oh, near Winnipeg. Janet, that away. You know what? The more often I've found that I really prepare myself by changing the oil in the snowblower, getting it running, and I literally park it in the garage, pointed at the driveway. It's like a watchdog, and most of the storm systems, they veer away. I don't know what it is. It's kind of like Murphy's Law, right? So thanks for sharing your story out there. It's a pleasure to have you all on board. Have a wonderful night. I'm meteorologist Hutch Johnson. Check out the latest weather anytime, anywhere with the interactive radar on hutchesweather.com. Remember, that's where you upload your photos of what's going on in your neck of the woods. And there will be some wild weather out west, so I expect to see some photos from my viewers out there in Bismarck, Dickinson, Beulah, Glen Olin, and how about Glendive, Montana, or Beach, North Dakota? I'd love to hear from you as well up in Watford City, because there could be a flake or two, or at least a sprinkle, working its way through the west. Your forecast updated tomorrow right here on Hutch's Weather. Until then, have a great